Injuries, speaking of that, injuries as well. So you just come off a back injury. You're currently nursing an injury at the moment. This here. So a lot of people are asking about this right here. So this is can't get mad at Jose, bro. Jose's a good guy, bro. Jose, bro.
Oh.
You should go alright.
Sit on chairs now.
I don't like that, bro.
Alright.
Yeah. Down the hatch, bro.
What are we doing?
Down the hatch.
What are we doing, bro?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, what are we doing?
Jose,
What are we doing?
you
So,
dirty bastard.
Should we do a bit of an intro? I don't know.
yeah. I guess we're gathered here today to celebrate life. My name is Khan. This is Xy,
What up?
and this is Kai. And we are all part of a group called GEED Up, and we are formerly known as the worst show ever.
The worst.
Guaranteed. I was going to bring a sign, but instead I'm going to be human billboard today.
I thought you were going to get up and fart.
No. Some more than beef chips.
Oh,
Get these beef chips
I
or
need to try those beef
You
chips.
do
And beef
present the
chips.
Dino flag, bruh.
Have you tried them yet? Beef chips?
I have.
yeah.
They're good?
Yeah, they're nice. I think I'd like the
Chili.
chili and the teriyaki. The chili and the teriyaki one. This
So
is
what
it's
are
quite
them-
salty. This one.
What are they meant to be? They're like beef jerky type.
Mouthful of
Beef
ocean.
jerky, but they've got
Crispy.
they've got a different texture to what your conventional beef jerky is, like your conventional sort of biltong. High in protein.
High in protein. 30 grams,
Yeah.
33 grams of protein in this one per
Yeah.
serve.
Relatively low in calories.
How many serves in a pack? 33 grams protein per serve.
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty high.
it's that's 50 grams.
And how many of them in a pack? How many
Oh,
serves? How many serves?
One serve.
Oh, so the whole pack's on serve.
Yep.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Still,
Yep.
it's pretty good.
So macro wise, it's I think just purely because of the protein, it's a worthy addition to the diet. The only issue is that I know with beef jerky and that sort of type of food, it's high in sodium.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
You got to be careful.
I'll blow
Like, it's
up.
very salty,
sodium,
man.
You
you
can
just-
get a
That's
little
where
bit carried away with that sort of stuff. You got to be careful of that sodium.
Well, how
That'll
many
get you.
calories in the whole bag?
380, 387, 380, something like that.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
I actually was
33
expecting different texture,
Yeah,
but it's not bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which that's a perfect little sort of segue into what we're talking about today. What we decided to do was get together and have a little chat with chat together, just a casual conversation about health and fitness. We do this all the time when we're traveling to and from gigs, and fitness has become a really big part of fitness is a big part of our lives, and I think it's become a big part of our show. And when we're on tour, we basically eat, train, and entertain together. That's basically what we do.
Yeah, it's crazy because
Yeah.
like I've been away at a lot of gigs and it's like never like that.
Yeah.
And we kind of like hold each other accountable, really.
Yeah, it is.
And it's good because I don't think I'd be able to like keep pretty much on top of my workouts
Yeah.
if it was anyone else.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm grateful.
There's accountability and there's a little bit of competition in there.
Oh, yeah. Healthy competition,
A little
obviously.
sprinkle of healthy competition.
Little sprinkle of fucking
Xy's
this guy
looking,
and his
Xy's looking fucking
and his
good, bro.
fucking tower of abs over here.
Well, it's even with because
Fucking
for those who don't know, like, well, especially me and you, we fast, and then like we'll be looking at each other through the day. Like, you gonna eat yet? What are you gonna do? When are you gonna break your fast? Yeah. Like I'm still fasting
hey
now.
man, I'm having chocolate cake. Can you eat it with me?
And when we go down together. Hey,
on
bro,
the
we
cheap
go down
ones.
together, bro. We like text each other like freaking dick pics. It's like, what are you eating? Send me a picture. Send me a picture of that KFC. Send me a picture of that Biscoff.
Oh,
Yeah.
Casual call of like,
Yeah.
what are you
but
doing
honestly,
today?
really,
I've
that's
never
the great
seen.
thing, eh?
Yeah.
That's the great thing about it, man. It just makes it easier to keep on top of what your goals are.
It does, man. You need it.
So much easier.
Yeah. You need some inspiration. You need some competitive. You need a little
Yeah.
bit of all that stuff to keep
Yeah.
your head again. Like fit. Like for us, I think the way that the show is, it obviously requires us to be quite fit and agile. Because the amount of volume of gigs that we do every year.
Yeah.
Not only that, the physical aspect of our gigs, the amount of dancing, the amount of choreography, the amount of tricking, you know what I mean, that we do.
Stuff.
And plus, I think people just want to, I think people like coming to watch our shows because of the condition we're in.
Yeah.
I think it's a big part of our brand now.
Well, I think
So,
like people would especially like rather if they're staring at us for an hour,
Yeah.
42 hours,
Yeah.
they'd rather, I guess, like what they're looking at.
yeah, and it is like a, in a way, like a little string in our bow of what sort of our show brings.
What makes it up?
Yeah. It's like, come and see some singing, some dancing, and some
Nakedness.
some shreds, some shredded dudes. Yeah, but that's interesting because each one of us had a different sort of journey into coming into sort of on our fitness journey. I remember how mine sort of started, and each one of us had a different approach and a different way that we sort of started our fitness sort of health journey, and it's definitely not what I expected. You know what I mean? I always figured like if I get to a certain shape, I'll be happy. If I get to a certain place, I'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, starting with you, I think we'll start with you, then we'll go to
Okay.
you, then I'll explain my thing. How did it come about? Like you went from 120, 130?
No.
130?
I was probably. So my weight was always up and down, but the heaviest I've ever been was like probably about 128.
Yeah, right,
maybe
138,
129.
Yeah.
But that's when I really didn't care.
Yeah.
And then
That's a big boy.
yeah,
$1.30, $1.30. Yeah, you're rounding down, but that's rounding up.
it was always like, I'd go to the gym, but then I'd stop and
Yeah.
I'd work out, and then I got down to like 120. Then the whole boxing thing started coming into like once you work out, and did a few challenges there, tried a few fads, and then Jack hit me up. So, and then when Jack hit me up, like I really feel like I needed some guidance. Like I just needed a blueprint, but like one blueprint that was catered to me. Like I tried other like little fads to try and lose weight, and also did the vegan thing, like the bodybuilding vegan thing, and that like I got down to like 98 kilos, I think it was. But yeah, my body looked pretty good, but it wasn't what I expected. But anyway, Jack hit me up and gave me a plan, blueprint, and then it was just fucking history from there, bro. Like it just felt like, okay, I know where I'm going now. And the transformation was just like a whole different lifestyle, bro. Like, and you would know that. You would know how that feel, like from where you were as a big guy and how people look at you, treat you. And it's almost like you're living a completely different life. but with the same people in it, because I see they treat you a little bit different.
Oh yeah.
It's not that they treated you bad before, but like it's almost like that unwritten respect
subconscious kind of
that they have now, because they know you can't cheat this. You can't. There's no way of you can't push a button and turn into that dude. You know, you've worked hard, and there's that low key respect there. You know what I mean? And and I've just fucking loved it ever since.
Yeah.
And it's like so addictive now.
When you came on board, that was probably it was a matter of months where I started looking at you and I was like, fuck. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck, he's catching up. You know what I mean? He's looking good. But then I was like, shit, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. That, you know, like you like Xy came into our group nearly 2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago.
2 fucking years ago. And then like we hit up Xy because I've always wanted to work with Xy. I've fantasized working with this guy because he's fucking always just we had a good relationship before we started gigging together. But
key word.
Yeah. But anyway, and I just knew he would fucking fit in with the whole crew. And then he came in, probably would have been about 120, around that sort of weight, 120 kgs.
Yeah.
And then just gradually, obviously hooked up with Jack. You know, he started losing weight dramatically. And then then one day I looked at him and he was 95 kgs. It just happened. It happened so quickly. But I think obviously you needed a spark, which might have been working with the group, seeing me, I guess, as well.
Yeah. Well, here's the truth, right? Of me losing weight, right? No, you did though. It did. Obviously, it kept me accountable. But happy competition, you know. And it's I actually got really sick, and I think I had COVID. This was like around COVID time, so I got really sick, and I stopped eating. So it had nothing to do with the. It had nothing to do with the exercising and where I lost weight real quick. Yeah. I got real sick, and I was bedridden for like almost 2 weeks, and I just stopped eating. So then I just lost all this weight. And I was looking in the mirror, going, "Oh hell yeah! Yeah, oh yeah!" Like this is a good starting point.
In a way, a good way to sort of.
It was like.
It's like, I've got to maintain this.
How am I gonna get through this whole workout thing? And it's like, you know, but like I knew I made my decision to do it, but like that really helped. Yeah. Like I lost weight real quick at that time, so like I was like, already my face started thinning out, and I was like, oh shit, okay, this is good.
I can maintain this.
Yeah.
And then build.
Yeah, so it was good. Like that helped really lose. So when you said, you know, I was losing weight real quick, it was because of that. I was sick. Like I think it would have taken a lot longer if I didn't get sick, but. Yeah.
And then obviously you implemented the tools that Jack gave you, and obviously, like the way that like I got into fitness was the way that I sort of like changed my life and my lifestyle was through fasting. That helped me. Now. Fasting doesn't work for everybody, but you obviously started jumping on that bandwagon for a little bit.
Yeah, I was on the fasting buzz for a while. Yeah. Like even when I was with Jack, because I was telling him, I said, look, I won't eat till probably after 12. I usually fast till after 12, then I'll start eating. So kind of went down that route, and then it was like the more and more I started working out, and the workouts came in, started getting more harder, and I was like, okay, shit, I need to eat something in the morning. Like, then I just started eating in the morning, which gave me a little bit more energy to, whether that was the energy that I got, but like it worked. And then never took pre-workout. So then I started taking pre-workout, and I was like, that was helping. And
it's funny though, because if I think about breakfast, I gain 10 kilos. So I can't. That's why fasting just works.
Well, I believe I don't know a lot about the science of it, but fasting is similar to like using a tool. Like us as Polynesians, I think just us and humans in general, we need tools to achieve our desired weight loss goals. So some people use keto, some people use veganism and all different types of structures and diets and shit like that. The fasting was the tool for me to keep my calories under control. Yeah, that was the one thing that was it. That was it. So I don't know the science behind it. I don't know if it like enhances fat burning or what other bullshit. Like
Heals
atrophy or whatever that bullshit is. I have no idea, but it definitely kept my calories under control. To a point where now when I don't fast, I'm okay. You know what I mean? I can have a meal early, and so I use the fasting to get me to a certain place, which obviously the sickness would have contributed to that, because you would have been forced to fast, obviously, because you were so sick. And then so I got to a certain place, and then from there I was able to okay, now I can start backing off the fasting side of things and start just maybe controlling my calories, because that's basically all I think fasting does. It just basically limits the amount of calories that you can take in during the day. Before you I would open my fast in the afternoon, and then by the time it was time to go to bed, I was already full. I'd eaten so much in that certain period, but I was still under my calories. Yeah. The problem for me, and I don't know if this for you, like when I was fat, I used to eat, and then an hour later I'd be fucking hungry again. Insatiably hungry, and then an hour after that hungry again. I just couldn't stop the habitual reaching for food, going to the fridge all the time.
Especially with sugar. Anything sugary, it just makes you hungry within an hour, bro. It was the worst.
I think doing this, I came to realize eventually, it was a realization I had a binge eating problem. Of I'll still do it now. I'll go on binges, the cheat days. I'm like, oh fuck, it's binges. But then the fasting is all right, just hold off as long as possible, so you only have a small amount. You can only eat 2,000 calories in that window. It's only that's it. It's the same thing as performing a lot has helped, because it's I don't like performing after eating or anything that. I feel sick, so I'll wait till after the show. For tonight, I'll wait till after, and so I've only got between 10 and midnight to eat. So it's I'm not gonna binge too much, and it's all healthy food.
That to me is the best thing about fasting is I just can't eat until this time. I'm sorry, you're just not going to be able to do that.
Flip that switch.
You just got it's just not allowed.
Because it's with breakfast. If I have breakfast,
the
rest
whole
of the
day's
days are right off. Because I'll just keep eating until.
Do you think it's a mental thing? It's a mental these different fads, different diets to try, and it's all to do with calorie deficit. As long as you're not eating over your calorie, your body count or body calories, then you'll lose weight regardless. And I guess obviously small increments of food throughout the day could be better for someone mentally, rather than waiting for a meal at the end. For some, whether for us it's quite easy. For someone else, I just need to eat. I need to eat something in the morning, then I'll eat something in the afternoon, and then I'll have a little bit of dinner. Then I'll.
Well, I know people that are they literally can't function unless they and that's foreign to me now, because my body is used to I function better fasting. I just feel more locked in. 'Cause if I'm eating, it's all I'm thinking about. But some people I need to feel full constantly throughout the day to have that energy or whatever. But it's I guess we don't know too much of the science, but it's ourselves. But the fasting of how they say your energy will switch from carbs to fat, and you'll burn, so you'll get your energy from your natural fat storage and all that, which is I think now my body's switched to. So if I eat now, I just feel lethargic and run down. Want to go to bed.
You know what it is? The relationship with food is a very interesting one. I think everybody on the planet has a bad relationship with food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because we all crave.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
That's it.
We all know what a donut tastes like. So if you smell that, you're like,
bro. And this is what I think about it.
Donut.
In the simplest of terms, in the simplest way of looking at dieting, it comes down to this fucking simple rule. How long can you eat bland food for? because that's what a
Most
diet is.
bodybuilders,
It's bland food.
bodybuilders do it like
It's bland food. It's bland as shit. How long can you go without flavors? That's the trick. Can you go 3 days? Can you go 4 days?
It's like you
5
try to
days?
trick
Can you
yourself
go a
as
week
much
or
as
2
you
weeks?
can.
You know what I mean?
Well, apparently, so what I've heard is like, you know, a lot of countries, Asian countries, they don't eat a lot of sweet stuff.
No, they don't. It's not in
So
their
when they
diet, yeah.
taste sweet, they don't crave it as much as like we would.
Yeah.
You know, we would
Yeah.
look at a donut and go, oh.
Yeah.
They would look at a donut and go,
Yeah. What is that? Yeah.
what?
No, well, actually, I should have remembered it, but I literally seen a video. This guy did a documentary about because it's like Japanese people are like some of the most thin people in the world. Like their level of obesity is the lowest compared to like America or Australia, where it's like majority is obese, and it's just their natural diet of like, and even though it's a lot of carbs like rice and all that, it's a lot of just all natural sort of cooking that they eat constantly. They eat a lot, but there's just so many less obese people. And as this guy, he lost, like he was overweight, and he lost a heap of weight by going to Japan for a couple months and just eating their diet. Wow. And it's like, I guess like
it
you
goes
said,
to show, you know what I mean, that it's not also, it's also the food you eat.
processed stuff and processed
Yeah.
shit.
If you've eaten a lot, obviously, and you love it, then you'd crave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, although Australia does have a lot more stricter health laws and restrictions than like America or somewhere.
How much weight did you lose? What's the sort of
22 kilos was
22.
probably the most.
from when you started?
When I first started,
Yeah.
and then I lost 22 kilos
That's
for
a
the
95,
first
yeah.
photo shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we and then we kind of just built from there.
Yeah. Right.
Calories went up, and it was a beautiful thing.
And
What are you at now?
What weight am I at?
Yeah.
99, 98.
Do you feel comfortable there? Or you think you're a bit above, a bit below?
Yeah, I kind of like the way I look at this.
Yeah,
98, 99.
I saw you the other day for whatever show. I think it was
we
Tango
did a
or
little
something.
workout on the boat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and you're looking probably the best you've looked nearly.
Yeah.
And I think it was because I built, but when I did the photo shoot, I wasn't at the point where I was happy, but I had to align with everyone else doing the photo shoot. So he was saying, oh, we'll keep shredding until you go down, then we'll start lean bulking. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm quite happy at this weight, at 98, with this amount of muscle. But I think the lean bulking will be good, just to kind of get to where I imagine my body to be, and then just maintain from there.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought, because of maintenance. So I think once you get to a goal weight or goal physique, your fluctuations and stuff like that can happen, but I think because you got that goal weight, that foundation, you forgive yourself for going over a couple of kilos. You can get yourself back down, and you can get yourself back into tip-top. And the problem is, I guess, we're so critical when we're not under 10% body fat. You know what I mean? We're so critical when we're not underneath that threshold, when we're not fucking seeing the
I think that's because
the bottom two abs. You know what I mean?
And because I mean, it's unrealistic to think that you could be just shredded like as a bodybuilder every day. There's the off-season body look that you get when when I'm not doing a photo shoot. Or a bodybuilder's not doing a competition, they have an off-season body.
That's why people turn to gear and steroids and stuff, because they're like, I want to maintain this year round. But it's like, we're all certified natties here.
Yeah.
Wink. Anyway.
Like the needle marks.
Like, even for the show, me and you ripping off shirts and stuff, it's like, it's a pressure of, I've got to maintain this. And then when you don't, you feel like, I'm fluctuating upwards at the moment, and I'm like,
But it's a good incentive, It's a good incentive to stay fit, you know.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like a gun to your head. Okay, man, fuck my family.
You got to you guys win. You guys don't take your shirt off again.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers ate
It's part
something,
of the show
didn't you?
now. It's part of our brand, part of our lifestyle. We've got to maintain this, which is good pressure. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, for you, it was I think implementing the system that Jack Hart's approach, and then obviously sort of adding your own little freestyle on there, little take on there.
Yeah, I think it's like the real test for me is when the accountability of Jack is gone.
Yeah.
But like I'm confident enough to feel, because like before I used to, like when I used to train, I used to go, if I stop this, what do I do? You know, when I did the bodybuilding as a vegan thing, when that stopped, I didn't know where to go from there.
Yeah.
I thought I learned stuff, but I didn't. But now I'm confident. Like I've trained consistently for 2 years, which is the most I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, man.
But it was enough to gain knowledge to go, okay, I'm confident enough to go, if Jack's not in the picture anymore, I'm good.
I've got the tools.
Yeah.
I know what to do to get myself back on the track, even if I fucking have a week off or whatever it is.
And because Joe done it with me as well, we do it together.
Yeah, it's that partner support's a big one.
Yeah.
Big one, because
Because you and Nada do it together a lot too.
Yeah, well, it wasn't always that way. You know what I mean? Like, Nada saw a transformation in me pretty rapidly, and she didn't know how to fucking adjust to that, bro. You didn't know. She was like, I don't know if I like this. You know what I mean? And that's
it's a full lifestyle adjustment.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. It's a shit lifestyle adjustment, to be honest.
Well, it's like because then
antisocial.
They probably feel like they're forced to go, I got to catch up, man.
Yeah, well, there's that part of it too.
You know, I've got to represent our family. You're like, you know, he's really like, who am I going to be? Like, the one that doesn't work out.
So that's the thing. The pressure gets passed on to people around you. And
but it's a good. It
is, man.
Like contagious feeling.
Yeah.
When you get, I mean, for example, look at Liz and look at whether they got inspired here. Do you think it would have happened if they weren't in the group?
Yeah, man.
Like,
but you're fucking out of it, bro. Liz Flossie and
Liz even said that, like, she was inspired by everyone getting fit. And,
I even actually messaged her. She posted something on a story, and it feels like she's like getting losing weight more and more every day.
Even Wendy as well. Even tour manager Wendy, man. Holy crap!
I messaged Liz and I'm like, fuck, you still got. I'm like, you're looking really good, and she was like, oh, it means more than you think. I think because she looks at us and was like, what we did. She's like, that means more than you think it does, because right now she's gone through the thing. I think right now what she's telling me of fluctuating, and it's discouraging. And I was like, I think there gets to a point you can't look at the scale. It's more body composition. And I talked to her about she hasn't even gotten into weightlifting yet. And I was like, you get into that, it's over.
Well, and it goes could be water weight as well. People taking water weight into account.
That's an interesting thing, because what shocked me about this whole journey that I've been on. I should start on how you came about. We'll go into that next, but I think.
Hold on, let me just check if good guy.
So what shocked me about this whole fitness weight loss journey is the reactions of other people towards your journey. I stumbled onto my fitness journey, to be honest, it was like you. I just was like, I'm going to try this fasting bullshit and see if it works.
Yeah.
And I was in a routine at the moment that condoned that type of, obviously my day job. I just switched off. I didn't eat during the day, and I just naturally went into a fasting phase. And I used a couple of hacks as well to try and get myself to sleep before I would get hungry again later on. I cut out all the bad shit, and I went 1 good week, 2 good weeks, and I kept trying to extend that.
Did something trigger that? Because I actually don't even know.
It was an accident. It was an accident. It was a one time I remember I didn't fucking think about doing a diet.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. Most people are just pretty happy and casual with what they
until someone's like, oh, you're
don't
fat. Look at the mirror. Don't look at it. Don't see any results. Because as soon as you see a result, something goes wrong. And then you fall back into a fucking bad habit.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So I was just fucking ignore it.
Wait, that your mentality was if you saw results.
Yeah.
You'll fall back.
I would maybe there was some switch in me that was like, you're going to get complacent. I'll just go and have another Tim Tam. You know what I mean? Go and have some.
Oh,
you know,
I see.
You know what I mean? But so I just ignored it until I went down to 95 from 118 to 95, and I'm like, holy shit, I've fucking totally changed here.
Yeah, wow.
You know what I mean? How far can I fucking push this thing now? I was like, I always wanted to get to 95, but when I got to 95, I'm like, oh, I reckon I can go more. And so I started driving. It got down to about 86, and that was fucking lean, bro, lean. And I'd never been in that type of shape before in my whole life, and that was just total. Like it was like me just ignoring the results that were coming. So I was trying to just let the results come without me paying attention to it. But then I totally transformed.
Yeah, you know yourself better than anyone else.
Yeah, the training has never been a problem for me.
Yeah,
I've always trained hard. I've always trained like well. So there was a big foundation of muscle, I think, underneath the fat.
Yeah.
And when the fat came off, I was like, fuck, look at all this muscle.
Yeah.
Have you gained muscle? No, I haven't. I've lost muscle, but obviously all the fat's gone away from it. It looks better than what it actually is.
How long did it take? Because I remember, obviously, we were working together, and I just remember it was one day I kind of looked at you, walked past, I was like, hold on a second. I remember it was like the second you kind of lost enough weight, that's when you shaved the big beard off and stuff, and I was just kind of like, what is this? We did sexy now or something.
We did a rehearsal, the first rehearsal we ever did, and I remember taking my shirt off, and you looked at me and you're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I was like, you're a fat guy.
Yeah, I know.
What happened
the fuck is that? Yeah, and that was it for me. I think there was a switch went on from there. I was like, holy shit. But the thing was, started getting compliments and people started saying shit to me, and I was feeling really, really cool. Yeah. The fucking problem is when those compliments stop, is what Liz is talking about. Yeah. When people stop saying shit, you know what I mean? How can, I can see how people give up. Then,
people adapt to it real quick.
People are like, oh, no one's noticing my change. Now it becomes normal. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not normal because I'm still working just as hard as I was back when I was fasting, obviously. You know what I mean? I'm still maintaining it. And the gun's still to my head to maintain this physique and this lifestyle. So that's an interesting thing. I know where Liz is at when it comes to that sort of thing.
It'd be like if we were performing and like every show's like now they just stop cheering.
Yeah.
We're still doing it, the exact same thing. But like nothing's happening.
Yeah, well, because I used to do this cheeky thing in the show where I used to pull my shirt up and do belly rolls, and people will find that funny. And now when I show, obviously when I take the shirt off, it's a different reaction. You know what I mean? It's a different reaction. But
is that why Steve does the belly roll now?
Well,
it's
I can see Steve watching this and
it's
going,
very
fuck,
interesting. Very interesting how the reaction of other people, how you depend on them to continue motivating yourself. But the thing is, eventually that will go quiet because people will just expect that this is I now. This is Kaitai now. He's like this. Let's stop
I think that's
acknowledging or praising how good that is.
I think that's the important thing, Like
finding other motivation.
Yeah, I've always been quite self-motivated. And I don't really rely on other people's opinions. Yeah. I just want to go out there and feel good, man. Yeah. I just want to go out there and feel good. So I think that's really never been a problem for me, but I can see how other people, I feel like maybe Joe's a bit like that.
I reckon the majority are, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it may be important to try and train your mind, just to
find other ways.
Yeah.
I usually go off my confidence level of even in the show of if you do the show off thing, I can just tell straight away if I'm slipped a bit or if I'm really tired at the moment of I feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
Or I feel confident in doing it because you're and I think it's just, there's always they say when you, once you do fitness and lose weight, it's never ending. Yeah. It's you're just always going, so I guess you always got to have a goal. Yeah. As long as you're just going towards that. For me, I was at 10% a couple of weeks ago. Now I'm probably above that. But for me now, the goal is to get to 8% by the time we go back on tour or go to America or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's that fairy tale mindset, eh?
Yeah. But that's and isn't that fucking wild, eh, bro? Like, oh man, I'm 12% body fat right now. Don't look at me.
I feel great.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was
Melted
like, bro,
ice
you
cream,
are
bro.
fucking 95 kilos. You know what I mean? Like 2
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, and it's
You
like,
know what I mean? Throwing that fat ass around everywhere. And you just
Breaking
forget
the
that.
knees.
You're like, you got this sort of unrealistic expectation on yourself.
Yeah.
But you do have to find other ways to motivate yourself. That's what I've found, and sometimes you got to go dark. You got to fucking find other stimulation to get you to go, continue moving forward. And
honestly, I just look at the mirror, bro, and I just like when you look at the mirror, and you go, oh yeah, that looks good.
Yeah,
that looks
cool.
good.
Yeah.
Because like I remember there was like one time, and after the photo shoot, I just started eating, bro.
Yeah.
Couple of days, whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Just ate, and I just started wearing clothes. Like I just started wearing clothes for no reason, bro.
Or
And I was
someone's
just like,
home, I better put a shirt
I'm
on.
feeling fat.
Yeah.
I just don't feel good about myself.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what do I look like right now? And I went and took my shirt off, and I look good, bro. And I just went, it just put me back. It just put me back. It's, hey man, look at how far you've come.
That's a fucking
from where you are. Like,
some body dysmorphia.
it's just like
It
proved. What it proved to me is that it's all in my head. You know, and I was like, okay, I can't get there. I don't need to go there. I can just eat comfortable, and just go back to it. Like I've got enough knowledge now to know how to get back to it.
Yeah. That's a cool thing as well. You know what I mean? Because you're like, oh, okay, I'll let myself go a little bit, but then the road to recovery is actually a cool thing now.
Yeah.
I look forward to those roads.
Well, the battle shifts from like, all right, I got to lose all this weight, blah blah blah, and then once you have the tools, it shifts from like losing the weight to fighting the body dysmorphia in a way. Like I was telling Liz, like, don't look at the scale. It's more the goal of like what you want to look like. But even in that, you gotta. It's I don't know. It's fighting. Because like you said the other day, like, oh, you're looking really good, and I was like, I look like shit. I was like, I feel like I'm like gaining weight and stuff again. And it's like, I think it's just eventually you have the tools, and it's just now battling more the mental state.
It's all. That's it. The fucking one thing people don't tell you about is the fucking psychological warfare you go through when you do this shit.
Yeah.
The other thing is on this journey, what I found very interesting when it comes to health and fitness is how many people like there are a lot of people that will actually respond to it. They'll ask you, they'll encourage you, they'll ask you questions, but then there's a lot of other fucking people that aren't happy for you.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
They will look at you differently. Oh, look at this egotistical fucking wanker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, only cares about like how he looks and stuff.
Yeah. That's an interesting philosophy.
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect that. Like for me, like I'm definitely healthier than I've ever been before. But and it'll usually come from the people that you least expect. People that you think would lift you up.
Yeah.
Those are the people that will
here's
also...
a weird thing, right? Because like this was probably years ago, and I was with some mates, and then there was a guy that would just walk past, and he was like fucking ripped, and then like my mates are like bagging them out. My mates are like bagging them out, and he goes, "Oh, look at this kind of thing."
Really?
Fuck, I was in there, bro.
I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Like it's like fuck. Now, like when I walk around them, I'm just like, are they thinking?
Yeah.
I don't know if they are. Like I don't think they are, but like I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
If that's what they think in their head, they think of that guy.
Yeah.
You know, if they talk about that guy, but I don't know if it's because they don't know that guy, but they know me. So, but like, fuck, I don't know. It's like.
But it's opened up this other complex in your head. You're like, fuck, am I being perceived as that type of person? It's an arrogant.
But I don't care. But like, it just makes me think. Like, are they thinking that about me?
I think it's usually just insecurity. I remember I went to maybe a couple months ago, it was like a house party, and I don't know why I was there, but it was like I walked in and it was after East Street,
Yeah.
and I was in like a theater type
Yeah.
thing, and then it's like I walk in and I could just see like it was a lot of like obviously I don't know,
guys.
people.
No.
So, I don't know. They're just that's their life is sitting in a backyard drinking stuff like that, and I could just see like one of them made the joke like took his jacket off and was like, oh yeah, like acting like I walked in there like I'm hard or something, but I just walked in and it's like it's like I think it's just insecurity projected.
Yeah. And but there's truth behind that. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to have a dig in a way. You know what I mean? But what I found very interesting about that is like your biggest fans are not always the people that are like your closest friends. You know what I mean? And like for me, like the fucking greatest thing about it is like, you know, like you're gonna live longer because of the decisions you make. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna live longer. You're gonna live healthier. You're gonna be healthier for my gigs that we book. You used to get sick all the time, bro.
Yeah.
Now,
and even like with the flips and stuff.
Yeah, man. Like injuries,
all that shit. Like it still happens, but it's so much less weight on my joints now than before. I can I get more height. It looks better. Yeah. Everything like
the show's better.
Yeah.
Everything's better. So like I'm championing. Like I'm all about encouraging, people and their wins and lifting them up, but not a lot of people are for that, bro. They would rather see you fall. You know, that's what I know. That
even on the flip side, the reason why we're starting this is like I don't know if you remember, like I seen a few. It was like months, maybe like start of last year. There was a guy. He posted him in the gym that he was like getting into training again because he's like, I want to look like G'd up. That's what he tagged us and was like, I want to look like G'd up. And then like we've had other people message.
And he was at McDonald's. No.
I want to look like G'd up. Well, that might have been the reality a few years ago.
It was at the strip,
the old G'd up.
The old
guys. So what is it?
Yeah. But then we get messages of like, even like of when Kamikaze started supporting us and stuff of like, people would message like, oh, I'm going to get some, what's the best flavor? I'm starting training because of you guys.
Yeah, big time.
Because like I want to get into gym because you guys inspired me, which is a big reason why we're like talking about it now. And I think that's probably part of the new reason of like, now the compliments stop. And then it's like now people telling us that we're inspiring them to get healthy. So I think that's another reason now why we drive and keep doing it.
Well, that's right. A big reason for this podcast too is like we had I had a couple of friends contact me at the beginning of the year, New Year's resolutions, and they're like, hey man, I want to know what to do. I want to fucking make some changes this year. Just tell me what to do. And I'm like, yeah man, if there's anything like anything I could talk about, it'd be this because I fucking live and breathe this shit. You know what I mean? And it's by default. But so I invited one of the bros around who asked me this question. I'm like, bro, come in. I want you to look at. I literally want you to have dinner with me. I want you to see everything that I eat, everything that I do. Look in my fridge. Take photos of all the shit in my fridge. You know what I mean? It's bland food. You know what I mean? But I'm like, but all you need. I'm telling him. Because being another Polynesian as well, coming at it from there, like I'm telling you, we don't know moderation. That's just the way things are. So we need to feel full. That's what we need to feel, and that's gonna haunt. That unfortunately, that's just part of our DNA and genetics. It doesn't have to be. I agree, but I think if we can find foods that we can eat large volumes of, and then
high volume, low
calorie. And then it's all about hacks, bro. Finding hacks, fucking meat chips that we can find ways to keep ourselves satiated so that we can get through a day. Yeah. Okay, so I brought him around and we went through some shit, and then it made me think about this. Like let's get together and talk about this stuff because I think it's information that could help one person maybe or two people out there, and that's cool. You know, if it does that.
And at the end of the day, it really depends on how bad they want it. Yeah. Really, like they take. Like that was me. Like my journey was always up and down, and I was coming across people that told me, maybe you should do this, maybe you should try that, and I was like, oh yeah, but just never really did it. Because I wasn't sure how bad I really wanted it.
Yeah.
I wanted the results, but obviously how much am I willing to sacrifice and go through to get it?
Yeah.
And I don't think at that time I was
ready. Yeah.
Well, and that's the reality of like, you went through all the fads and stuff, and it's like, something different works for, like, that's what we're talking about. Like, three of us, we're all like similar, but we'll do different things because it just works for different people. And it's like, I think, everyone just you see online like all the things of like these people that are already there, and it feels overloaded. So when it's just normal people that are like, you figure out the hacks. I think it's like, that was the big thing for me, is like the hacks. Like, I probably have a protein bar addiction, but you go, all right, protein bar or a chocolate bar, like pick one. And it's like, you figure out those little things more and more, and you educate yourself more and more, just take it in steps to eventually where, like we said, you have the tools to be like, okay, I can maintain this. Yeah,
tricking yourself into, to maintain it. That's so true.
It's one thing Jack told me was, he says, when you eat, after you eat and you're still hungry, he goes, give yourself about 20 minutes. Have a glass of water, and then wait 20 minutes. See how you feel from there.
Yeah.
And it works every time, bro. Like, I wait 20 minutes, I drink water, and I just wait. And then I'm not hungry anymore. Like, not that I'm not hungry, I can control my hunger a bit better. I don't crave it as much.
That's it.
Whereas before, I was like eating, and then I'd be like, oh, fuck, I'm still hungry, I'm gonna go eat. I'm just gonna go eat. And then I eat to the point where I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
You know, but if I give it that 20-minute break, and drink water in that time,
actually let the food hit your
stomach. It's true. And it's true, it works, man. Because
then,
I would eat, and then I'd feel content.
How well you can weather the hunger storms, bro.
100%.
That is fucking what life is about.
The key.
Yeah.
And we never learn that as Polynesians, bro.
No, man.
Like, it's like eat to your full, but it's a polite thing to eat a lot.
It's a survival mechanism
which
too,
is
bro.
Dangerous,
It's a survival mechanism. So when we grew up, we didn't have a lot of food around, bro. So whenever mum or dad would do the shopping, we would just fucking attack it like it was like the Last Supper. You know what I mean? And that was it. We would go to school without lunch. We would, quite often be used to getting hungry. And so maybe that built in
but see, with the Omari, I think it'll be different, and probably with the girls too. They see how you guys eat, they see how we eat. You know, he's always talking about calories now. Like, is this enough calories, Dad, for you? Like, it's like a second nature thing to him. So I think as he grows older, he'll just learn how to eat properly.
Fucking so important.
Around us, and whereas when we grew up with man. Like, have some more. You look too skinny. You look too skinny. You know, or you're too fat. And then you're either too fat or you're too skinny. Man. Like,
I needed to ask a question about this, like how people treat you differently now that you've changed your body physique, right? They talk to you differently. I'm talking from a corporate professional level and my day job. People talk to me differently, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's they look at the shape that I'm in and the results that I've been able to attain, but they treat me differently, they speak to me differently. And it's weird. It's fucking weird because it's the same dude. Same dude.
Well, it's like I was saying before, man. It's like there's this hidden like respect. It's like because you can't get around it. It's like oh no, he went and pumped plastic surgery to get that. You know? Whereas then he goes, oh damn, this dude like hours. It doesn't it's not an overnight thing. So it's like this guy actually went through like sacrifice, pain, all this stuff. So they're like, okay, this guy is a hard worker.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think underneath it there's all this presupposition, or what do they call that? They assume they assume like, oh, for him to get in that shape, or for him to get to where he's at right now, he would have had to have invested hours into painful workouts, starving himself from flavor, some food, eating bland foods for very long periods of time. Those are traits. But
it's your muscles, bro. It's your muscles, because there's people that lose weight and don't look good, but they look skinny, but like they're just skinny. You know, but when you've worked out, gained muscle, you know, get into the shape that you are, that's like you can't just lose weight and get that.
Yeah.
You have to go through
Invest,
pain.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, invest your time, sacrifice foods
Yeah.
to get there. And that's why the respect is more there than
It is,
anyone
man.
that loses weight and just looks skinny.
Yeah, I went from Khan, the funny guy, to like Khan. Oh well, Khan's talking. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it's a weird thing, man. It's a weird thing. People feel like the aura changes around you, bro. And it's something that I need to adjust to too. You know what I mean? And it's
Well, I think even
psychology, I guess. You know what I mean?
most people, like, if you're realistic, a lot of people don't even know, like, in the depth that you just said of how hard it is. Yeah. I don't even think people know it on that. Like, they go, oh, I tried to diet once, it's hard. Yeah. Like, that's the base level of, like, I know it's hard. But it's also, I guess it's more in a male, like, even in corporate settings of, like, it's wired into our brain of, like, we size up, like, guys just naturally size up anyone who walks into the room of, like, can he kill me or not?
Alpha.
Can this guy kill me or not? I think it's that. I think it's just straight up, just subconscious, like, oh, he's bigger than me. I'll listen. It's compared to, like, oh, this guy trained for, like, hours and hours and he did all this. Like, it's primal. It's more primal, I think.
Yeah.
Of, like, and especially you, like, well, you're like 6. How tall are you?
6'2".
Yeah, we're getting 6'2", massive. You're like, I remember in Gladstone that time of, like, there was a fight happening at the venue, comes outside, and then we all sort of rocked up, and just the mix of, like, you, and it was, like, Steve, us two, everyone's kind of just, like, looked in our direction of, like, are you guys going to do anything?
We're singers, man. We're dancers, man.
Yes.
You want this? Help?
I sing,
Top
man.
rock this. Yeah, we can battle them. I'll fight them.
That guy's clothes magically just came off.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that respect, bro. It's like, they can't get around it. Like, you know, they know that that's hard work right there. So they have to give that respect, or they'll hate.
Yeah.
Well,
they'll hate. That's the
I
other
was about
fucking
to
thing,
say,
bro.
because it's, you either go one of two ways, and
Yeah.
like you hate on it, or I think even the reason of the reason of why I got into it is
wearing singlets now.
yeah, he wears singlets now. The reason of why I got, is that right?
No, good.
The reason of why I got into it was like, I'm on the other end of, like, I respected of, like, I think same as you, I always fluctuated, went up and down, and like, I've been going to the gym since I was like 13, just as, like, I guess you start as fun as kids in the gym. And then when I used to tour with Just Crew, a big thing of their brand was fitness and all that. So we'd go on tour, and it'd be the same feeling I get now of when we go on tour of, like, oh, these guys are training, they're shredded, I need to do it as well. And like, I do it as well, you get into it. And I think just back then I had zero knowledge of, like, health, fitness, and, like, the foods to eat and stuff. So I'd always fluctuate and I'd go up, and I think during COVID I went up to like 90, 95 kg was my heaviest. And then after that, when started in GEED up, it was like you started going, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get onto it too. And then I think I still fluctuate a bit more until the point where, like, the first time we went to Central Coast for the first ticketed show, and then we were like planning, okay, we're all gonna rip singlets off, and I was like, oh, I gotta lock in now. And it's like, I think taking it that serious and had a goal. The goal was like even now, how we said since like Christmas, we're like sort of in between the year, figuring out what's going on this year, and it's like, I've got nothing to sort of work towards, so I'm just chilling a little bit, which is good. I think
within a week, it's like, fuck, we've got a tour plan, we got got some other real fucking crazy shit happening.
And I felt it as soon as we started locking some of that stuff in. My brain's starting to tick into that, like, all right, lock in again. And like, now I want to go to 8%, and then once I'm there, I feel like I can maintain that.
Oh, you're looking 6 then, bro. 6. But the thing about you was, like, and forgive me for speaking out of line and speaking on your behalf, but there was a time for you, like, because Kaitai came and worked for me at the Meatworks during COVID. But there was a place that you went to. I remember there was a real fucking dark place you went to. You told me about this, where you weren't performing. It started affecting the way that you were, like, your mental health, your obviously your diet. You stopped really caring about all that shit, and you went into a job that also wasn't probably the most encouraging environment. You're stuck in a freezer for 8 hours a day, 7.6 hours, and chucking around cartons all day. And just, I guess you went from a journey of like, fuck this, to like, oh, okay, now I'm back to performing. Now I'm doing this. So what was the switch for you?
That's all mental health type stuff, I guess, there too, because it's like
It's fucking synonymous.
during COVID is where I gained the weight, because it's like I stopped, like I was teaching dance and like since I was 13 years old I was teaching, and then I was performing was full time for me. I lived at home still, and then it's like COVID happened, I moved out of home, had no money, couldn't teach, couldn't perform, that sort of thing. So it's like I even said to you, I was like, once the clubs started opening, I was going clubbing a heap, and I never did that, but it was just because I wanted that sense of like I can dance and people looking at me. It's like, it's all like mental type thing, but I was gaining weight during that, because it's like, you go, what's up? Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, you were quite a big boy, man.
Yeah,
When I first met you.
I didn't realize until like we look back at videos, and I'm like,
neither did I didn't realize.
And I'm like throwing around this 90 plus kg on my joints, like flipping, and it's like, and I started developing back problems and knee problems from that, and then it's like,
Jesus, that was, when you think about how Russian roulette that was, because like we spoke to a dude only a little while ago. He was a very good tricker, but he said the one thing that fucked him up was when his weight got out of control. He went over 90 kgs, and Kai was flipping and tricking and doing stupid shit at 95 kgs. Both his knees are fucked. He can't trick, can't do any of that shit at the moment just because of the weight. So
well, I think when we started,
there was another motivation.
It was like, stop the injuries. I knew obviously the lighter you are, the easier it is to do flips and all this stuff. And then I can't even remember. Like I remember even with like doing content, and like I said, I asked you, was there a trigger? Because I remember one of the triggers for me is like obviously doing content, and then people comment, oh, what's that guy's looking? Hey, guy. And I'm like, it's the thing. I don't think you ever think you're really that out of, you're like, I didn't realize I was getting that that big. And then, because even now I'm like, I wasn't that big, and then you look back at videos and like, oh, it was. Jesus. Like, and it's like, even I guess for me, 90 plus is big. So it'd be the equivalent, I guess, to you, like 120, 130. And then it's like those comments and stuff, and usually like comments won't get to me, but I think when it's real, and you take a look at yourself and you go, And then I think just getting into performing, and that's the thing, accountability is the biggest thing.
Yeah, with us, of course. That's interesting. Yeah, like I guess I knew how important it was, but that healthy competition, accountability, all that sort of shit is really good. Injuries. Speaking of that, injuries as well. So you just come off a back injury. You're currently nursing an injury at the moment.
Oh my gosh.
This here. So a lot of people are asking about this right here. So this is an arm sleeve right here, and about, would have been over a year and a half ago now.
Yeah.
Year and a half ago, I hurt myself. So this is what a normal bicep would normally look like. This is what a ruptured bicep looks like. So I fucking ripped my bicep off the bone, and
does it still look cool though?
But
it still looks bigger than mine.
But it's interesting. It's interesting, injuries and how they affect. I remember like injuries, like even you're probably experiencing it right now, how much they can also affect, like being sick and also hurting your back right now. Yeah. It's like those little things can actually send you on a fucking downward spiral.
Yeah. Well, I have to go see a physio.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
that's expensive and a setback.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's even when I first sort of had my back like a year or so ago.
You're bad. Yeah.
Like, and I couldn't move, and it was like I went and we got the sports massage, and she looked at me. She's like, "You need to treat yourself." Like, because I think it was the shift from going from like, before I worked at the day job, it was like perform most weekends, or like but like it's nothing like to now where we got like 5+ shows a week or something like that, where she looked at me, she's like, you need to treat yourself like an athlete, love. Like, you need to be doing like warm-ups, recovery every week. She's like, you should be getting like sports massages every month minimum. And it was like, I think you just don't realize like how much, well, especially for me, how much physicality in the show there is. and then it's like you're doing that to your body. Like even my knees, they just naturally are gonna wear down over time.
Yeah.
So you got to mitigate that as much
Yeah.
as possible.
Yeah. And,
Which comes into losing weight.
and then like it's about being creative too. You have to literally be creative. Okay, like your back at the moment, you can't do these exercises. How am I gonna work within this? Like when I fuck my arm, I was like, I can't do any pull exercises. You know, so I got to figure out a way around this. I've got to train legs. I've got to train all these other little weak parts. And there's two people out there. There's people that'll say, you know, I can't do this. Fuck it. It's cave. And then there's other people. It's like, no, we've got to find a way to get this boat to sail. Get to continue this momentum.
Yeah, to be honest, man, like I probably won't go see a physio. I know I probably need to, but like. I just feel like the physio just drag it in.
Yeah.
I try and squeeze as much money as possible. I know it'll be good for me, but like.
That's how I feel about chiropractors, eh? Yeah. I feel like people say it's like a scam nearly, and it's like.
Yeah, that's how they make their money.
Okay, and we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, no, we don't. But also, I think.
Let's just look at the.
Yeah.
Next week we'll have.
Yeah, $70 again. But I've also got. I think I've got like a hidden fear of like I never go to doctors and stuff because I'm like I don't want them to say you can't perform, performing for this. I'll be like because I'll be like no, and I'll just do it anyway. Yeah, cool man. I got a gig. I got to go.
We ran some tests and you're gay. We found
so you can't do it anymore.
The tests come up positive for gay.
Did you perform on Saturday? No. It's just
you.
Hey.
Is that
it looks a lot like you, man. Doing a fucking corkscrew with But I think it's about managing the risk, managing the injuries. That's part of it.
Find alternative exercises.
It's not easy. That's what I do know. Like fucking like straight up. Anybody that's come into this, like I promise you, like it's not easy, and more so from the mental side of things. You know what I mean? You got to it's going to take you to some weird, dark places, and I encourage you though, like anybody that started on this journey, whether they come from his perspective, my perspective, or his way, like I encourage you, like it's better, it does get better, and like I think ultimately you're going to live longer.
Yeah, I'd rather these struggles than the struggles of like when you're unhealthy. Way rather.
Yeah, 100%.
The struggles,
but it's never easy when you start, and it's just never easy.
Yeah.
Like you get it's kind of like an up and down roller coaster. Yeah. It gets hard one day, and then other days it feels easy.
Yeah.
That's just the way.
I think it's more good days than bad too.
Yeah. You get to a place it's like
which is I guess why it's maybe a good way to cap off the first episode, because I think that's a lot of people might watch this, and hopefully we can help keep people accountable, and I think this will help keep us accountable as well.
I think so. Yeah.
Which is like
I think so.
Like we can talk about it, and then it gives people something to relate to.
Yeah, I think so. It's honestly I think we are the majority when it comes to the way that we're into the way that we came into this, and sort of the way that our journey with it. So it's
speaking of health.
Oh, yeah. This is also a thing.
Yeah.
With a Jose.
We do.
Well, it's been about an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but fucking, like, the way I look at it is alcohol is good.
What?
Like, fuck, a lot of people don't drink and do that sort of shit. And, like, I get it, bro.
We all have minimal vices, so it's like...
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
I think it keeps us nice and loose. Something to...
Got to give us a little
unwind. Yeah. But, yeah.
Okay. Maybe we'll go into more detail about the specific training routines we do next, and all that sort of shit. We'll talk about.
If you guys liked this, we'll keep doing some more episodes. We'll bring in more of the members.
Yeah. Also comment what you want us to talk about.
Yeah. Start the conversation.
Yeah, we'll talk about a bit of this, bit of that, bit of everything. And I think also if you're down in New South Wales, we're going to be touring there soon. So
nice
keep an eye out.
Segue there.
Yes.
Segue there.
Tickets will be available soon.
This is the worst podcast ever.
Fuck, we're going everywhere this year, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on, to be honest. We're going to be everywhere, but just at the end of the day, look after yourself.
Eat, train, entertain.
Eat, train, stay classy.
Cheetah.
Later.
All right. Subscribe, like, share. Thank you, guys.
Hey, G'd up, how I'm feeling when I get a few drinks and I'm on the floor. One beat, 99, 3 shots, 1800 cold, one more song.
Fuck, that was pretty easy.
Who wants to start first?
Alright, what's going on? Cameras up, turn the cameras up.
You played mummy last time.